Hello everyone, I welcome you once again to Constech Academy. This tutorial is brought to you by Master Moses Saturday of Constech Academy. I want to show you how our system will be looking like. This is a very nice system. I didn't hide this. I just want to show you what you'll be learning. The system is in two ways, meaning that if you want to design it for one particular class, let's say Basic 7, you can do it like this. But we know in the GSS you have Basic 7, 8 and 9. So we'll design in such a way that it will accommodate from Basic 7 to Basic 9. Let's look at how it look like. So when I click on the settings, it gives me this. I can go to Basic 7 details. This is the Basic 7 details. I can go back home and click here, and I want to go to Basic 8 settings. I'll just click here and I'll go to Basic 8 settings. I'll come back, click here, I will access the Basic 9. If I also click here, I will access Basic 7 learner database, basic in that order. Exam score, look at it. General report, look at it. And then the view report, look at it. We'll be looking at how to design all these things. And you can put your picture over here, and then we'll design a welcome screen, which I'm working on, a welcome screen with our logo with some details over here. So don't worry, all this will be linked. The setting sheet I just duplicated. I duplicate the Basic 7 and I got the Basic 8. I duplicate it in that order. The same will be applicable to learners database, exam score, general report and view report. When you do the duplications, you need to make out the reference very well. You have to make the reference very well. And then also at the learner base, you are going to design separate database user entry form for Basic 8, Basic 9. We'll be looking at all those things. I just want to show you this is what we are going to look at very soon. Okay, very soon. This is what we're going to look at very soon. So don't be worried. We'll be learning all these things. So when you hover over it, you can click. So if I come here and I want to generate the report, just click on it. In few seconds, the report is generated for you. In few seconds, the report is generated for you. You see, the report has been generated for me, and I can go and view it. Now let's come back to what we want to learn today. Okay, so this is where we have ended. Let's go to our developer tab, and we want to work on the search. So double click on it. If it didn't open, close it. Double click on it so that the search sub procedure will be generated. So as usual, I'll copy the codes and explain to you. I've already given the codes to you on the WhatsApp platform. So just copy it and then paste it. Very important. So I'll copy it and then I'll explain the line of codes to you. Now, as you are much aware, that anytime we want to use a variable, we declare the variable. Now, with diminishing search button as string, so the code is written in a private sub. Subroutine name was search, command search. This means it will be executed when the user clicks on the button with the name search. So the dim search button as string declares a variable search button as a string type. Variable declared using dim are typically used to stop data or value temporary. Okay. Now, if you come to here, the last row, we are specifying the last row for the system to dictate the last row. And the last row is is equal to the worksheet. Which worksheet are we working on? We are working on the 7 learner database. Dot cell row in the count 1, and the end to the last one, to the last. So the last row, as I was saying, finds the last row, the last use row in column A. The last use row in column A. That's the first column. That's the first column. That's what the one is here. The first column, okay, of the database of the worksheet name base 7 learner database, and it store its row number in the last row variable. Now, as you can see, you say for I is equal to 2 to last row. So for looping, we said I is equal to 2 to last row. It starts a loop that will run from from row 2. So as you can see, if you look at our database, it will start running from from the form, the second row, row, to the last use row. Inside the loop, the code check if the variable in column B, the second column of the current rule is equal to the search button value. If it is, then the code proceeds to update various control into the user form with data from the last row. Okay. Now, we are making reference to where this variables, this text box is located. The serial number is located on the first column, that's A. Column A, that is 1. The admin is located on column 2, that's B. In that order. Now, here we are saying that because it is a auction button, we are if worksheet which contain this detail, that is the name, the 7 learner database, which is on column 4, and the value is main, then the auction value is true. Else, if the main value is true, then it should end if. So if the value is male, then go. But if it is not male, then it's female, then female. That is what the line of code means. So if you look at here, the codes update the following controls with value from the corresponding cells in the worksheet. As you can see, the test serial number to the last one. Okay, to the last one. Now, we are also specifying where the image can be located. The image is located, that's the 11th column. The 11th column, if you look at it, the 11th column, if you count it, 1, 2, in that order, is the 11th one. The 11th column. Sorry. That's the 11th column. Now, if such happens, now there's a statement here. If such You say what? If what? Test. This what? Test search dot value. This it. Let me show to you. This it. This one. This is the name. This is the what? The name I've given to it. That's what I'm referring to. I'm saying that what? Okay. So I'm saying that if test what? Test search the value is empty, what should happen? If it's empty, this will happen. If worksheet, that's the name of the worksheet, base 7 dot what? So what? 3 is located. If you look at the database, the column 3 is what? This 1, 2, 3. So you're saying that if worksheet which is found in this worksheet dot cell dot value is equal to what? Search button, then what? The test serial number is equal to, you are just looping. The looping also continue. Okay, the looping also as it started over here. The looping continues. And if the search button is what? If the search dot value is equal to empty, next what will happen? Add should be disabled, and then update should be what? Should be true. Now let's run this form and see what it means. Okay, so if you want to search, you need to enter the value over here. So you see that I have entered the value over here, and it's able to what I specify is that when you enter the admission number, so we want to search this one. We haven't worked on the list box, so it will not work. So let me say I want to say 3. Let me say 3, 4, 4, 5. When I click on it, it will search it, and I can what? You see that the add button is disabled. The update is what? Is what? Enable. So when you click on the search, it will not search until you specify what the admin number. The admin number. Okay, the admin number before it will work. So let's look at the list box. The list box. So I'll just copy this line of code and paste it. And then paste it, and then I'll explain it to you. So I can paste it anywhere. So I'll just paste it here. Okay. Now, if you look at this line of code, it's saying that when you double click on the list box, this a function that is defined. When you double click on this, what will happen? The command button, which is add, should be forced. Okay, it means it should not work. Now, the test box is equal to list box. What? The column count of the test box is column 0. Okay, because when you were giving the spacing, we didn't give anything to what? Serial number. We don't want to store that value on the on the data form. Okay, the if test number dot test is equal to me dot list box is equal to, then what should happen? Then what? Test learner name dot test is equal to me We're just specifying it. Okay. Where is it located? The test board to which of the which list box column is it located? Which list box column is it located? So if you look at it very well, you understand that the test admin is located on what? Column 1. When you make reference to the worksheet, okay, when you make reference to the worksheet, you realize that the test admin is located on column 1, because the column 0, we didn't you didn't want that number to be stored on the form, so you didn't give it a size. Okay, the same applies to here also. So if me.listbox dot column 3 is equal to male, then the optional male is true. Else, if it's not male, then it should be female. If it's male, then it's male. If it's not male, it's female. If it's not male, then it's female. That's what they call it. Is to say if this is equal to this, then this is equal to true. Else, otherwise. Okay. Then you should end the end start procedure over here. Then we are also going that we are just looping. Then the test dots, the command class, that's the combo boss class dot value is equal to me dot list boss column 4, in that order. Now the column 10 is what holds the image. What we are saying over there is that when the user double click on the list box, it should bring those details onto the test box, onto the test box. It should loop it onto the test box, so that's what it's mean by this line of code. So let's run it and see what I mean by that. So save your work, and then run it. So when I double click on it, you see that immediately I double click on it, the system loop those values and put it on the test box. You can see the admin number is on admin test holder. The serial number is on the serial test holder. The date of birth is on the date of birth test holder, in that order. In that order. That is very important. So when you click here, you can see here and you can update. If I want to make any changes, I'll just click not in school. Then I'll click on update. Now we didn't we lock this button, so let's go and activate it. Let's go to the update. Okay, we didn't work on the updates, so let's work on the update command button. So double click on it, then I'll give you this line of code. So I'll just copy from here and excluding the excluding okay, I'll just exclude the sub procedures. I will exclude them. The updates button looks like when we were explaining the add data. Okay, so we are just going to here we define the worksheet as the worksheet and we set it. Now we are saying that we are giving a condition to the user. If this condition is not met, this should happen. So if the form that contains the test holder for learner's name dot value is empty, you should tell the user that please enter learner's name. So if there's no details located in that test holder path or that test box, it should give this prompt to the user. And also the same applies to the test, the admission number. Now here we are using this variable IR as long, IR as long, and we are using what is called the match criteria. We are using the match criteria. Okay, we are using the match criteria. Okay, now this is what the line of code means. If the worksheet containing this range okay, so as I was explaining, this enable us to update the form. In Excel, when you see this ampersand, it's called concatenate. Okay, so the cell being updated is determined by the what? The concatenation of A and the value of the variable IR. The end, which I'm explaining to you, is used for concatenation, and it combines the letter A, and it combines the letter A with the value stored in the variable what? IR. The range property is used to specify the cell, the value to the cell. Okay. Now if you look at this, it means that this part will assign a new value to the cell. The value being assigned is the result of subtracting 1 from the value stored in the variable IR. Okay, so this line of code will enable us to update the details. It will enable us to update the details. So if you can see, the B is what contains what I will explain to you. Case, uppercase letter. B contain what? Column B contain the admission number. Column C contain the learner's name. Then in this order. Okay, D is what? Is the gender. Okay, in the gender. Then after these details are being updated, and if any changes is being made to this form, and the user click on update, the refresh will be called. So let's save this line of code and see how the form will work. So as you can see, let me see and change it to what? Now I click on what? Update. You see what have happened. That's correct. So if you can see, no more in school has been changed. If I double click on it, I can change it back to update 7. Click on update. If I want to search, I'll type the details over here. We can write a line of code and say if the test box is 0, it should prompt the user that it should enter the admission number. You can add it, and I believe it's a one way of learning. So I want you to do that assignment for me. Go to the search button, locate the search button, and then